everybody, it's Wednesday and it is Sharing Wellness Promoting Health Wednesday, and tonight I'm going to talk about heavy metal toxicity. I touched on it last week when we talked about limes, because heavy metals can affect your health. Again, my name's Mara, and the information I'm presenting, just like every other week, is for educational purposes only. I'm not trying to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. So if you have a question, talk to your doctor. Heavy metal toxicity is a real health concern. Heavy metals can accumulate in your body and they can impair how your body functions. Heavy metals are naturally found throughout the earth. They're abundant in the Earth's crust, volcanic eruptions. They're found in spring water. They're also found in our food and within our environment through the air we breathe, the water we drink, the foods we eat, and the products we use. So many personal care products as well as cosmetics contain heavy metals. Heavy metals enter our body through our skin or through inhalation. And it's true that our bodies do need a small level of certain heavy metals in the right format to survive. Some of these could include iron, chromium, manganese, zinc, copper, cobalt, molybdenum, nickel, silver, selenium. However, heavy metals like lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury are considered to be the most toxic and can cause the most serious health problems. Fortunately, our body is usually able to get rid of heavy metals through our own natural detoxification process if everything's working okay and if our body's getting enough nutrients to detoxify. You should also know that heavy metals are really heavy. They have a high molecular weight, so accumulating them in the first place is hard for our body to do because it's hard to absorb that high of a molecular weight, but it can happen. Sometimes our bodies struggle with proper detoxifying, especially if we have more exposure due to an industrial or agricultural setting, or maybe your overall gut health or health are compromised. So if your body can't detoxify the metals, you can become more at risk for heavy metal toxicity or poisoning. There's acute heavy metal toxicity and chronic heavy metal toxicity. So acute heavy metal toxicity usually occurs from lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury. It's a serious medical condition that should be treated by your doctors. If you feel that some of the symptoms you experience may be related to that, you may want to see your doctor because he can do blood tests or liver and renal function tests to determine that. Also, the level of overall toxicity depends largely upon the type of metal you're absorbing, how old you are, and how much you've absorbed or been exposed to. So it varies by individual. And many people who've been exposed to heavy metals may notice the following symptoms, especially for acute. Abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration caused maybe from profuse sweating, trouble breathing, confusion, impaired motor skills and language skills, and changes in behavior coming kind of manic. However, chronic metal poisoning is more difficult to diagnose and it tends to develop slowly over months, sometimes years, and it's often linked to other causes because the symptoms match other things and everything occurs so slowly. And the symptoms tend to come and go. So symptoms may include, similar to acute, confusion, impaired motor and language skills, neurological disorders, emotional changes, but then there's general weakness, increased inflammation, and sometimes immune deficiency. So those are the symptoms for heavy metal toxicity. But if we take a look at lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury, lead's the most dangerous, especially for children. It's dangerous because it's tasteless, odorless, and colorless. Remember a couple years ago they found lead in Michigan's drinking water from the lead pipes, and it took time for the town and the people to figure out what was going on? In fact, we may see more of that, I don't know, because prior to 1950s they used lead pipes quite a bit. And lead typically affects the nervous system and kidneys. It can increase your risk for cancer, stroke, high blood pressure, and often can damage the brain. Mercury is liquid at room temperature and it's easily absorbed through its vapors. It's most known for being found in silver amalgam fillings as well as certain types of fish. In fact, I was at Costco one day and it says, you know, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, don't eat the salmon because it has high mercury. And if you're not pregnant or breastfeeding, you want to limit your portions to 2 times per week. So mercury is also found in the old thermometers. Remember those when you were a kid? Certain batteries used to have them. I don't know that they do anymore. Some jewelry, and then some vaccines still have thimerosal, which had some mercury in it. And mercury is also harmful for your nervous, digestive, and immune systems. A wide variety of fruits, vegetables, grain, and fish contain arsenic. And recent tests have shown arsenic in rice and some fruit juice products, as well as apple seeds and apricot seeds, which you're not supposed to eat. So long-term exposure to arsenic can lead to stomach issues, as well as heart disease and cancer. And cadmium is found in the Earth's crust, and it usually comes out when they're extracting other metals from the crust. It is found in certain foods, coal and oil, cigarettes, and can be a byproduct of burning wastes. So if you're exposed to cadmium over a long period of time, it can definitely lead to cancer and toxicity of several organ systems, including skeletal, urinary, cardiovascular, nervous, and respiratory system. And that kind of takes a while. So what do you want to do to protect yourself? Well, you want to avoid certain things. So the first thing you can do to help your body is to avoid certain things, like limiting your exposure to as many chemicals as you can, especially those items known to contain heavy metals. You also need to reduce your intake of certain types of fish, like swordfish, grouper, mackerel, sometimes salmon. Avoid using toxic products in your home and on your skin, as well as pesticides and herbicides in your yard. And you want to make sure that if you have a job or you do work in agriculture, that you wear protective gear if you're working with these chemicals or you're using them at home. It's also very, very important to make sure that you are drinking clean water. Avoid drinking tap water and bottled water, because we know what's in tap water. If you want to know what's in tap water, check out all my articles on water. And bottled water isn't tested and often is tap in a bottle. So you want to consider adding a water filtration product to your home for the water you drink and the water you bathe in. I personally use Aquasana. They have carbon filters, a 3-stage carbon filter, reverse osmosis. Whatever you choose, ensure that your water is free from impurities, chlorine, and heavy metals. There's other natural tips to help your body detoxify. So there's certain foods you can eat that facilitate heavy metal toxicity, because they bind to heavy metals in the body, making it easier for your body to get rid of them. And these would include cilantro, which some studies show it's helpful for mercury. And then there's sodium alginate, or algin, which is a great mucilaginous fiber that's used for absorbing heavy metals through the digestive tract, especially cadmium. Japan used that for cadmium detoxification. And you want to make sure that you eat foods high in antioxidants, because antioxidants help the body detoxify. And those are things like blueberries, green tea, lemon water, chaga mushrooms. But there's tons of foods high in antioxidants. And you want to overall eat a diet full of fruits, veggies, healthy fats, lean meats, and whole grains. And you want to eliminate processed foods and foods high in sugar. Things that come in a box usually have chemicals or preservatives in them. You also want to cleanse your body and support your liver. So, if you're not having regular bowel movements, maybe it's time for you to consider a colon cleanse or facilitating that area of your body. It's also important that you focus on gut health. Our guts love to eat plant foods, foods high in fiber, and fermented foods. Probiotics also help bind to heavy metals, some studies have shown. So Ultrabiome DTX, like I mentioned last week, is a wonderful product for helping your body eliminate heavy metals and promoting overall gut health. You also want to support your liver, which is a huge part of detoxification, and the liver loves antioxidants, it loves really good clean food. And foods include garlic, which is full of sulfur, and your greens like spirulina, chlorella, barley, grass juice, dulse, because they have lots of green pigment in them, and that's really good for the body for cleansing. Milk thistle and beetroot are huge antioxidants that protect and support your liver. So if you're juicing, you may want to add some beet to your juice. And milk thistle is always good to take. You also may want to consider taking a detoxifying bath that helps draw things out of your body with bentonite clay or Epsom salt. Some of the natural wellness products that I really like for this are the ionic foot baths or far infrared therapy. Ionic foot baths help the body to detoxify, improving overall energy and restoring an overall feeling of well-being. You can purchase one of those to use at home or go to a local wellness place and do one once a week or twice a week. I'm also really a big fan of far infrared therapy products because they're known for helping the body detoxify through perspiration. They also promote circulation and engage your body's innate healing capabilities. A study was actually done in Japan testing the sweat of individuals using far infrared therapy and individuals who sweated through normal exercise, and the sweat from the people doing far infrared therapy actually contained more heavy metals in it. So I hope this helps you to understand heavy metal and the things you can do to help your body detoxify from metals, and things you can do to protect yourself if surrounded by them, and how you can avoid them. And there's a link to this article and other links to things I mentioned in the article in the comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.